Here we go. Okay. Hi everyone. Oh, just a second, I forgot my water. Very important to keep hydrated. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna continue on, follow up on what I was doing in the last stream. And so in the last stream, I finished changing the source code from Suricata and partially added the functionality. Now, the last thing that needs to be done is actually the verification if the BPF filter is a file, which is this condition here that needs to be done. So first thing I'm gonna do is actually search on Suricata source code for any function that deals with files, anything that might have already been developed. Actually, let me search here. For sure they have something called util file, I guess. Oh. I'm pretty sure util-file.c. Yeah, they have here. So let's see what functions are exported. File close. Is there anything that checks for the existence of a file? Okay. I don't think this will work. Maybe we have to implement something. Let's see. No. So this is too complex for what we want to do. If we actually look at this function, this function already does check if it is a file. Yeah, but we don't want it to be logged as an error because the configuration option might have a file or an actual BPF filter. So I don't want to be printing out errors that it's not a file. So I need to do this verification just before invoking the function. Seems legit. Okay. Because this function is also called from the set BPF string from file. Okay. Just make something like this, and that's it, I guess. So, and we need the stat structure, which is also has to be dependent on OS, which is okay. This could potentially have been abstracted. Maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea, but yeah. Okay. So what we want to do is not an if. What we want to do is either, well, we want to do an if, but not that one. Maybe we can just do that. Just repeat a little bit. It's not a big deal. It's a macro and everything, so. And they say it's underscore. So this should work. And then the next thing to do incompatible pointer type. Why so? Parse BPF from file. Oh yeah, I know why. Okay. Because now it's gonna, if I do this, it's gonna give an error somewhere else. Yeah. Or a warning somewhere else. So I need to change this a little bit. No, actually, wait. I'm doing things wrong. So this is set BPF. So it should be. Oh no, it's further down. Set BPF. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Yeah, this is a problem. So annoying. Let's do it like this and forget about the const. Probably I need to change somewhere else as well. Parse BPF config. Yeah, god damn it, I hate this const bullshit. Okay. So it's complaining is in the free, right? So that's that. Okay, cool. So we just do an explicit cast so the compiler shut up. So the next one, okay, yeah, so now I need to start changing on the run modes. Maybe it's a better idea to first review the code, review the changes, because I want to create two different commits. One where I create the common code that is going to be shared all around the source code of Suricata, and then the other that actually modifies the rest of the source code in Suricata to make use of these new functions. So let's just do that. Now let's first, this one is an easy one, so we add this, and then the other, so there's this major change, which was me moving this source code to be common functions. Actually, maybe no, it's a good idea to move everything. And then I changed it to this, because this function originally would exit Suricata. Yeah, because it exits like this. So yeah. So this way, with the new function, or the way that the new function works, just perfect. So git checkout. Now we want to create a new branch. And the number of the feature is 3439. Let me check how they have been how Suricata has been naming their branch. Okay, they don't have any new branch. I won't be able, yes, one of the things I did wrong here is I didn't yeah, I didn't clone the source code from my fork. I'll need to change things a little bit. How can I change the name? Remote rename origin, and I'm gonna call it upstream. Git remote add origin. Suricata.cheat. What's happening here? So why don't you get... Okay, so we have origin and upstream. So I actually need to... update my my remote, my fork, because it's been stopped in time, I think. That's for sure. I don't think I have updated it in quite a long time now. No, I did not. 2016. So this was the last time I did anything on Suricata, which is interesting. I call it Fit 509. And this one's JSON. Okay. Anyways. Just a small intermission for OPSEC's sake. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna put the credentials in. I should potentially, yeah, I'll do an OPSEC just to push the code up. So bear with me a little bit. Because I have to log in into my password manager. No, I want to log in, not create an account. Trust this computer for... I have to use my authenticator again. Let's see. Yep, it worked. So now I need to go here, check for the password. Let's see, perfect. I think it has has updated my fork. Yes, perfect. Now I'm just gonna switch again. So the next thing I need to do is create a new branch so that I can push my changes upstream to my fork, and then I can do a PR. So new branch dev fit, and let me just do another obsec pause or intermission because I need to double check that I'm logged out from this thing. Okay, perfect. And basically I'm gonna name my branch following more or less the same naming nomenclature that I've been using. So this was a bug that I fixed. It was on some of the code that I submitted, that I had. I think it was related with this one, with feature 509. So I'm just gonna follow the same nomenclature. So the name of the feature is 3439, or the number, and then is BPF filter v0.1. And I'm not sure if, because I think I deleted all the branches, but there are, you can see here, so just this feature 509 took 9 iterations just to get it done. The dev JSON was 5, JSON exported 4, and I don't have the old ones. I only have these later ones. Interesting. So if I do this, and I can now start to add the files. So already had a look at suricata.c, which should be okay. So let's look at this one. This is the new code that we are adding. I'm just gonna kind of trust that this naming convention is okay, otherwise the guys will tell me, Suricata developers will tell me to change it. So this one is done, and now for the bulk of the work, which is this entire thing. So I need to add comments maybe. Maybe before I do that, I'll add some comments before I review. It's always a good idea to have comments, and it's not this type like this, oh, this function, like it's not very detailed. It doesn't have to be inline comments saying, oh, now I'm getting the BPF filter from the configuration. Oh, now I'm checking the strength. No, you line by line comments, it's not worth it unless in very specific situations where you have a complex loop or part of the function that is very complex, and you add one specific comment explaining why it is and what it's doing. if the complexity of that section, that specific section of the code is very high, then it's worthwhile. Otherwise, I always go for only having function level comments. So this, for instance, on the specified file. So we can say here file, or basically name of the file, containing the BPF. When will be returned, this is actually not true. Well, I don't know how they comment this. Let me have a look at all the where is it? Edit, no, yeah, edit, finding files. See how they because this uses specific variables defined for status, for reporting the status, and I'm not sure, yeah, they use sometimes, not all of the times. HTTP OK, yeah, so I can simply use it here. This is just me trying to keep an effort of making sure my contribution and my code is in line with what the developers of Suricata do, because if they see something that they are used to, it's a lot easier for them to understand and follow your changes in your code. So it's good practice that you, independently of your own personal tastes, that you just follow the coding convention of the project that you are contributing to. Also is good etiquette. Actually, this doesn't change much, the description. It's pretty much this. Let me... Okay, some of them doing this. So this is an example of why I was talking about comments inside the body of the function. Clearly, this is a detailed explanation of what is going on here and why it's so. So that's okay. But if you go on to put comments per line, anyways, it's not really my... I really don't think it's worth it. But hey, so this is the second time I see something like this. But this one is like this, but then this one is like this. Anyways, I'll leave it like this, and that's okay. So now I need to improve here the description. I need to make it very clear what this does. Also, they are limiting the comments to 80, I think. They still do limit Where's the columns? Oh yeah, 76. So they still try to limit the code length. So yeah, that's that. 94. Oh man. Okay, let's let it be. But the rest, they seem to still follow the old standard of 80 characters. So this is right on the limit. Make use of something to parse the BPF filter, and oh my god. Okay, perfect. So that's this one. Now let's move on to the next one. And this is this function I just copied, so I didn't do anything with it, but I'm gonna add comments. So it does do some parsing. Okay, looks good. Sets the BPF filter. No, let's just say sets the BPF filter configuration option with the provided BPF filter with the command line provided BPF filter. Okay, will be nice. Set, otherwise failed will be returned. I'm gonna take out the parameters because this is no. Anyways, okay, I'll document the obvious. And so for everybody that is watching, if you have any doubts or any suggestions or anything, just shout out on the chat. I have a look, I have an eye on it, so if you wanna ask anything, feel free. This one is the tricky one because this one is like crazy parsing that is going around here. Also, I'm noticing that I'm doing something wrong. Well, I'm not doing something wrong, I'm just forgetting something. Definitely forgetting something. Do we do anything with BPF filter? Okay, it read. Yeah. And that's it. I forgot that not all the control, all the paths on the code, not all of the paths were freeing the allocated buffer. The only time we don't want to free the allocated buffer is when it succeeds, because if it succeeds, then this needs to be fed by the calling function, and that's one of the comments that I need to add. So this is parses a BPF filter from the specified file, notes that the allocated BPF filter. Resulting BPF filter pointer. Actually, one of the things I want to do, I want to check, where is it? Not the set, is the get that I want to check. What does it say? Pointer that will be set. Okay. Pointer that will be set. Note that this is just a reference to the actual value, not a copy. Is that the case? Yeah, it is. It's actually is a copy, right? The conf get it's not, or is it? The conf get I don't think it is, because they just return straight, they don't duplicate anything yet. But in my code this actually is not true. This is an actual copy because I'm using a string duplication. So, one too many. Pointer data will be set to the BPF filter. Value. Okay, so perfect. Now it has documentation. Parsed. See if I'm not screwing up. Yeah, looks good. See if I didn't break with some badly finished comments, anything. That should be good. Now, woohoo! Cool. So let's review this. We need to go. I need to go a little bit further down because that's where the mess begins. So I start by parsing. I need a configuration root. First I try to see if it has been set by the command line perimeter, and if yes, and it's maybe this check doesn't need to happen, or does it? Probably not, because I always fail if this is less than 1, or it's empty. If the BPF filter is empty, I fail. If the BPF filter is empty, I fail. Set BPF from string as well. So this actually okay. I need to add some PR. I need to add some PR comment, I think, for this one, because I'm not totally sure I need this. In any case, it doesn't really hurt to leave it. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Okay, then we do our magic. We try, if not, then we try to get the one that is defined on the configuration. If what is returned is has any content on it, then we try to check if it is a file, and if it is a file, then we try to parse it, and if it succeeds, it returns now. If it fails, then it returns 0. Otherwise it does this. So what if this is not a file? Yeah, I cannot do this. This is a bug. This is definitely a bug. This is not gonna work like this. Yeah, I have to separate these ifs. So if there is a file, then I try to parse it. And if it succeeds, what's going on? TM eCode, okay. Then I set the filter. If it fails, then actually, what am I doing wrong? So if it is not a file, then I want the BPF filter to be the temp. That's correct. If it is a file and we succeed, then it's okay. If we fail, then we need to return 1. Right? and then we need to return 0, not 1, because it failed parsing the... Yes. Okay. That's all good, I think. I was looking down. So let's leave it separate. Let's see. That's so good. This one then tries to parse the BPF from file. If it is okay, then tries to set the configuration. And if this is different from null, then it clears it out. Parse BPF, I don't have to clear the return memory from this one. Because I think this is a problem. No, because I'm doing a duplication, I'm not using the actual value. So yes, okay, so as I put down on the notes, I need to double check that for memory leaks, to check if the Suricata clears out the run modes BPF filter. So yes, okay, that's good. Set BPF string from file, and this is basically copy paste. This one might be a little bit trickier. Okay, cool. So now, if I remember correctly, this is the standard, so it's BPF. So they always want, for the commit messages, you have to look at the commit messages just to get the drift of what they... So it's always component, then column, and then a description, usually using lowercase, but not strictly necessary to use lowercase. Victor uses it a lot. Yes, I'm gonna use lowercase as well. So I'm gonna call moved common code to one file. Ooh. Why so? Just a small pause for OPSEC sake. Let me double check this. Maybe I got the email wrong. I think I got the email wrong. That's why it's not finding the... No. BPF moved common code to one file. Failed to sign the data. This was working. Maybe I'm missing GPA agent or something. GPG agent. Let's try to run GPA agent. No, it exits. Why do you exit? Let me Google that. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. Oh yeah, maybe the keys got somehow removed. Might it be the case? Updated answer. Okay, let me check. Where do I list keys? Okay. Yeah, the key is there. Why is it doing this? Maybe I need to do it on a terminal. No, because this is a... Anyways, let's try to do it in a proper terminal. Oh, this is not... Okay, anyways. No, still the same behavior. Failed to write, failed to sign the data. Well, can always try to restart, because as we all know, that tends to fix things. It's interesting. Anyways. Let's try again. No. Oh my god. I don't mind when I'm setting up stuff and things don't work and give me errors because I'm setting up stuff. But when I have everything set up and it was working just one day ago, I really don't like it. Let's try that, see what happens. I don't have a global configuration file. Do I have pin entry? Yes, I do have pin entry. Do I have a start? I have a kill. Let's launch. See if this is the problem. No. Oh man, what the hell? Reload. Reload all or a given component. My bad. Someone can explain me why this goddamn thing stopped working? And I do have the keys there, so I don't understand why. Might it be because of this? I seriously doubt. Hey, never say never. No, that's not the case. Did I... got the key wrong? Signing key. Signing key. Oh, okay. Major typo. Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah, perfect. So guys, just a small pause for OPSEC failure, just a small intermission while I'm going to get my PGP key or well, password from my password manager. Oh, bollocks. Open my vault, and this is now I do have to re-enter my secondary password. Let's try now. So BPF moved common code to single file. Perfect. So we can close this and we can change the scene back to. So yeah, So the next thing we want to do now, so the first big thing has been done, which is moving the code to the code that will be shared, because there's a lot of duplication of code. So I moved the that duplication of code into one file, and now it's time to go and deal with it. So what I want to search for is this. Is this basically. Okay. Run mode AF packet. So this goes away. Because we have here. Also, this is actually a comment that I want to add here, maybe. Needs to be fed by the caller. It needs to be fed by the caller in case of success. So it's already not. Let's see if the password is still. Yeah, cool. Still in memory. So this function parses the BPF filter configuration option and supports files as well as BPF expressions. Two notes. First, the command line value has precedence. Second, the pointer returning something something. Needs to be freed, not Fred, freed, I think. Yeah, this is good. Let's just commit on it again. Now I can delete this one. And what I want to call is parse BPF config. And I also need to make sure that the include is there. And it's not, so. So I need this. This function, what does this function return? Let me check, it's okay. So I just technically I just need to do this. I can remove this one here, this one, parse ppf config. I don't need this one, just need this one. Okay, that's the first mode done. Now let's have a look at, actually, let's have a look at the so it's basically the same thing. Do this and this changes. Setting the BPF filter to this, and this one here I need, this one goes away. Oh, anyways, it's here. Okay. I just let me copy this. Because I don't think it's gonna change that much. Like this. They call it temp ppf. Also, I forgot to change something, didn't I? No, I'm actually copying the wrong code. That's why it's weird. Okay. And they call it temp ppf. Okay. And the name of the variable is this. Like this. Go away. Okay. Thinking of it, I think I actually it's okay. Different positions, doesn't matter. Now this one is a tricky one, right? So this one is just this, and then is pfconf. pfconf. I might need to install pfring development dependencies just to be sure that this code also works, because I need to test it. So this, also this. So now I need to change this one as well. I'm just gonna, before I replace the code. And clean up, pick up. Okay. So if this fails, what does this do? Oh. Yeah, I'm doing good, dude. On you? How's life? What I was doing. Just almost finished with this set of changes, and then it's just testing, and I wanted to finish it today, and then maybe tomorrow I'll start testing it, because I want to make the most use of possible for this long weekend to get this feature done. So anyways, oh man, I can been there. When you look at the clock and you're like, what? Did I just spend the entire night trying to set up this thing? It's insane sometimes. Nowadays I'm a lot more careful with that sort of things, but sometimes still happens. Let's just see if this... I haven't broken anything. Oh, of course I have broken something. Oh, it's only... okay, I know what I broken. Okay. Yep, still a warning. Oh yeah, okay, I know what it is. Missing includes. Yeah, I forgot to add the include. Oh, what am I doing? BPF. And then pfring as well. That's for goddamn sure. More errors. Cool. If root may be initialized. Source pcap file. So it's this one. That's an easy one. Invalid type of... For real, I just copy pasted this. Anyways, let's see one at a time. So if root doesn't exist. Oh, interesting. I might actually not be able to change this. Because the pcap file run mode doesn't have configurations on Suricata YAML, is all by command line, I think. So yeah, let's not change that. Okay, one more note. Notes for PR. Pick up. Let's see. Didn't change the source because. Okay, so this is one use case that I didn't notice, so I'm gonna revert the change. This is gonna be for the first iteration. I'm putting in notes of things that the devs need to take into account, and if they say okay, but you need to correct this, or you need to fix this, or do something in a different way, but at least it's some points that may need more attention and more thinking. So I'm just gonna undo this change. I'll let it be. So the source mode I don't change. Let's try that. Okay. Now, why do I get this error? Oh yeah, get this error because I have a useless include. Why? I didn't change anything on this file, did I? Okay, let's do a make clean. Just clean up the incremental build. Just had to drink a little bit of water, so. I think I need to put a little bit more jobs on the make, otherwise it's gonna take a while. Oh yes, what I'm going to do while this is building is actually getting the PF ring dependencies. I think I can just get them. Let's have a look again at the Travis to see if I can find the PF ring, or if I do have to. I'm not sure if they are going to drop it anyways, because there's no reference. Maybe they are going to drop PF ring support, I don't know. Find it hard, but can't seem to find it. Maybe on the QA. PR script. This is something that I have to run as well before I do the PR. No, this doesn't have anything. Let me search. Still compiling Rust. No. Oh, weird. Oh man, okay. So I have to install it from source. Oh, that sucks. I'm not really keen on that, but it's interesting because when I the first time I started using Suricata, they didn't have AF packet, neither did they have NFQ support. Anyways, at the time NFQ wasn't even there, and or at least not in production kernels, and so I used PF ring a lot, and yeah, it's not really my thing. I don't like it very much. When I was so happy with the AF packet, it was so much easier and a little bit less problematic as well, even though they basically offer more or less the same functionality. Yeah, but okay. Because I definitely don't want to install it. I just want to have the libraries. I might leave it for another time. Okay, so why is this still giving me errors? I didn't change anything on this file. nothing like looking at the actual... Oh, I did change stuff. What did I change on this file? Oh. For real? I deleted something that I shouldn't have deleted? Oh yeah, because I... Okay, fair enough. Discard changes. Fair enough. Yeah, now it works. Perfect, cool. So the next thing I want to do is just potentially just run some QA tests. I think it's called PR script, and then fix any problems that appear. And then tomorrow I'll do actual tests of the functionality myself to validate that it's working. There is some explanation somewhere contributing. Here it is. Okay. QA steps. Oh yeah, because indeed, that's one of the things that they do different from other projects. Many projects just accept force pushes into PRs, but on Suricata they prefer, in terms of workflow, for the PR to be closed. I think in a way it's a lot better, because they say, okay, I want this and this and these changes, close the PR, you do the changes, you create a new PR, and then when they look again at it, they look again at the entire thing. They are not so much so... maybe it takes away some of the bias, because if it was just a force push, probably they would just go like, oh, I looked at this, and they just look at the force push changes. I don't know, maybe. But anyways, it's their workflow and you just have to follow it and respect. But I want information on the PR. Where is it? This is the coding style, this is the commit criteria. Let me check. Okay. Links to the PR scripts. How did I run that thing? I remember that I ran, it used Docker even, if my memory serves me. Damn it. Do they use it on Travis? Rust, blah blah blah, and then they do this. So they do the QA because I wanted to run some, but I think this needs something more, doesn't it? Yeah, needs access to the build bot, which I don't have, but I remember running it locally, no? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, that doesn't help. Okay, I think it's the PR script. Is this Python 2 or Python 3? It's probably whatever works. So I want to run locally. And can I use Docker? Maybe. You need to specify a branch for this no mode. First I need to see if Docker is running. Yep, it's running. No. Sorry, my bad. No, it's not. So now it's running. And I need to supply a branch. That started badly already. It's because I don't have... Might it be because I don't have Docker running as a... It's as a socket instead of a... Might be. Sorry about that. Starting to get sleepy. Yeah, it's starting to look like that's the problem. Submit build branch extension. Builders underscore URI. Yeah, that's not gonna work. What if I do like this? No. And like this. Username. Okay. No. It would be nice if I knew what I was doing. Let's try Docker. Just Docker. What did he say? Needs a jitter. Fair enough. Let's do the commit then. It's perfect. And so if we do this, change code to make use of new functions. That's perfect. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to retype my password for the digital signature. So bear with me a second while where is it? No. Oh yeah. Here it is. Yes, indeed. So let me just sign it. Should be okay. Change it, push origin, and that features something which I will need another password, so bear with me. Okay, perfect. What am I doing? So if I go to there should be a new, here it is, a new branch. Cool. It's interesting, it's not asking me. Oh, is it automatically running? Oh, it is. For real? Huh, interesting. Let me check. Interesting, but where is this running? Isn't this supposed to be running on Travis? Interesting. Because usually I do have some projects that use Travis. Like the latest one I used. Oh no, this doesn't. But it doesn't list them. Well, I didn't do a new branch either, but It does do builds, but it's different integration. Weird. So if I change, I need to investigate this a little bit further. Maybe some, yeah, I think they are using also, yeah, they are using also GitHub workflows. That's why it's presenting itself different. Interesting. Maybe this is a good alternative to Travis. Well, you learn every day. That's for sure. And this actually looks a lot more updated than the Travis one, because it also generates the user guides, or at least it's doing something with the user guides, with the documentation. Interesting. I'll have to check this one out. But then again, in this case, well, I might still need to run the PR script. Talking about that, let's just do that. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll ask Victor afterwards. It's interesting because then it's gonna, well, it's gonna take a little bit longer, apparently. Yeah, Mac OS even. Ah, cool. Interesting. And this actions only appears an hour ago. Where did this came from? Oh, it was on master. Okay, because this was the last change. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I need to have a look on this for my own projects, because the integration is a lot more tighter. Basically gonna say, yeah, you don't have it enabled. Because my Travis is also quite easy, quite simple. Just install any dependency if they are missing and then just make clean all. It's quite easy. The most complex one is actually for the website. That automatically deploys it every time I commit to it. Might be a good start to test the actions from GitHub. Interesting. Oh, you can even get artifacts and annotations. Interesting, let's have a look at this one. You have a dist. Wow. And this is the workflow file anyways. This is really cool. I'm impressed. Yeah, you have to sign in anyways. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this thing run. It's gonna take a while. Clearly. And thanks for everyone that dropped by. Tomorrow, most likely only during the evening. Today I did 2 streams, but tomorrow I'm just gonna do the one. I don't want to overextend myself. With all the other stuff that I have to do. So yeah, tomorrow evening sounds like a good plan to me. Cheers, enjoy, have a good Easter if we don't get to speak again, or not before Easter ends, I guess. Okay, cheers, bye bye.